In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to use an advanced custom fields true-false field to show or hide some content on an Elementor page. And for this particular screencast, we're going to show you how to do it with this alert bar that we've got at the top of the header. And so if you go over to site options, you'll notice I've got this field, show header alert bar. Display an alert bar in the site header. We've got that checked. Let's uncheck this, update. And now if we refresh, you'll find that that alert bar is no longer there. If we go back, check again, update, refresh, there's our alert bar. Now, how do we make this happen? All you have to do actually is, we're going to go and edit this header and I'll show you the setup. All right, so I've got the container selected. This is my container. I built this out. I put a text field in here that puts out the options text from right here. It also has the background color. Let's see, for the container itself, if we go to the background color, I've got that set to be my ACF color picker option as well. Now, what about showing and hiding this thing? You might think, hey, maybe we can use the new display conditions that are available in Elementor. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a condition that is based off of advanced custom fields. Maybe at some point in the future, we'll get this type of functionality, but for right now, we can just make this happen using the output that we can put into the CSS ID for this entire container. So look at what I've done right here. And I'll zero this out so that you can see sort of how this thing works. So let's just imagine we come in here and we want to make this thing show or hide based off of the value of that ACF field. So what we're going to do is we're going to click for dynamic tags. We're going to scroll down and I'm going to find that field that I'm talking about. It is right here. It's an options field. I've got this thing for my site. It's a site options page, show header alert bar. So I'm going to choose that. Now, what we'll do here is if I just stop right here, at this point, that's a true-false field. All it is going to do is echo a 1 if true and nothing if false. So I don't want that as my ID for this particular section. I want to give a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this. I'm going to say alert dash show dash, and then that 1 will get inserted right there. So that would be my ID for this section, alert dash show dash 1. I can address that in my CSS. And then if I don't have anything, if I've got that set to false, I don't want the alert to show. I want to have a fallback class, or actually a fallback ID that I can address. And let's call that one alert dash hide. All right. So now you see what's happening. We're going to have alert dash show dash 1 or just alert dash hide if we don't have that thing selected. So those are our IDs. Now that we've got that set up, we can come down to the custom CSS section down here. And keep in mind, this is using an Elementor Pro. I can't recall. I'm pretty sure if you just got the regular Elementor, you don't have this option to set CSS on a particular element within Elementor, but you do with an Elementor Pro. And so here's the two classes that make this thing work. I examine the source. This container, it is normally by default going to be displaying by Flexbox or whatever. So I've got it display flex. That's the default state. And that's that ID right there that I mentioned earlier. If I've got this thing set to true, so it's going to do it like that. Otherwise, it's going to have alert dash hide for that ID, and I'll just set it to display none. I've got other CSS in here just for some styling specific to the theme, how we want to set this thing up, but this is the stuff that makes this thing work exactly like we want it as far as showing and hiding. All right, and so now we come back here and we can, just to review, you can turn that thing off. We'll refresh. It's hidden. Now we can turn it back on and we can see it. And so that's how easy that is to do. You don't need any extra plugins other than just if you're already working with advanced custom fields and you're working with Elementor Pro, you can make it happen just by switching out either an ID, like I did, an ID on this container, or you could also do it with a CSS class as well, but you just use the value that's coming out of that field that you want to key off of. So hope you've learned a little bit of something. I hope I've helped you out. We'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.